Hello everyone, welcome back. Again, today we'll be discussing about another important topic in Power BI. In the last session, in the last discussion, we discussed about how to set the report to the current date by default. Current date can be, let's say, it can be current date or current date minus 1, current date minus 2, 5, 10, 15. The way your data is refreshing, so you might get data for the current date minus 1 or 10 days back. It depends on your data refresh and all those things. I hope you might have liked that video. If you have not watched that video, that just go and check that out. Other than this, today we'll be discussing something similar where we'll be making our report to show the data for the current month by default. It's something similar to what we discussed in the last session, but it will be more calculative, like the way we can do it. We have to use the month, we have to check the year, so a lot of things will be checked here, so we'll see all that together. So make sure you are tuned to this and check this out, whole video. Don't skip it, because these are the learning things. If you skip it, these videos, then you might miss the real the way you have to do the things in the right way. So it's basically the way, like how you learn, how you learn new things, because getting training and working in the real-time environments are two sides of a coin. When it comes to implement what you have learned, many people forget that how to do this thing or how to do that thing. And because you have a lot of pressure while you are working in the real-time projects, you have to deliver the projects on time. So in that scenario, the real test of your learning happens. So make sure to check this video and other videos. Okay, so let's start. So what we'll do here, as we saw in the last session, that we had these dates. Okay, so these are sorted descending. So we have the latest date on the top and so on. Now we want to use a month. Okay, I don't want to see this as a date column. I want to see it as a month column. So what I'll do, I'll just convert this to a date. So what month column? So I'll just say new column, just to see whether what all the months and all that are there with us. Okay, so I'll just name it as month. I'll use the format. Okay, I'll use the format because I'm not modifying the existing column. I want to create a new column. So just modify. So here it is order date. So this is the column, comma, and then format, the way you want to format the data. Okay, the way you want to format the data. So in this case, like I want to format this data here like this, so it works correctly. Just say enter and your calculation is done. Let's check that out, at how the results are coming. So instead of order date, I'll just drag this month and put it here, remove this here, and here you are. So you have August, July, September, June, September, and so on. Now this is another thing, that you have to sort these columns in a proper way. For sorting and all, you have to do a different approach, which I have already covered in one of my sessions, where you can sort the values the way you want to. That is one of the most important requirement. Here you see it is not sorted properly. So July, August is coming this way, and then June. So it should be September, August. It is basically sorted alphabetically. So make sure you follow that particular video where I have discussed how to sort the values. Any kind of values, you can use same approach. So here, what I'll do, I'll use as it is. Now we have these months. Now what I have to do, I have to make sure that users will see the latest month and all months information, so that they want to see all data, they can select that. If they want to see current data, they can see the current month. So for that, we have to use the calculation. So for that, we have to go to the Power Query. So I'll say edit query. So I got this edit query. Okay, so what I'll do, like, okay, let me so what we'll do, we'll break the whole calculation into different what I'll say, like different points. So now the best way to solve any problem is to break it into parts. So I normally do this thing. Say it's not something like within a minute I will be able to do any kind of calculation. No, even I can't do that. But it might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes kind of time, then I'll be able to. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes, 1 hour to crack a single problem, because these problems are not very clear. You have to break the things, break it into parts, and you have to solve every part one by one. And when you get all the things together, your problem is solved. And instead of using those different parts separately, combine that calculation into one and you are good to go. So that is what we do for performance optimizations. If you are repeating the same calculation or reusing the same thing again and again, it means you are not focusing on performance optimization. Performance optimization is one thing which you have to make sure which you have to apply, or you have to make sure that it works in all your reports and dashboards. Today, the dashboard report might be working. You might have created 10 columns, 100 columns, and all that. Tomorrow, that report will give you problem. It will not work properly. It will be very slow because the work was not done in a proper way, thinking of the performance optimization. So performance optimization is another very important thing. We'll discuss sometime later about the performance optimization, how we can do, what all things we can do, whether it's Power BI, whether it's Tableau, whether it's any other tool. So it will vary based on that. So here what we'll do, we'll just use, okay, so we'll see whether we want to see the data as month and year. So the way how we want to see the data, that your data should be, okay, your date should be month and year. So this is how your data should be. So I should get September 2022. This is how my data should be. Okay, it can be any way. So the way you want to show it. So month is a way here, and then we have year also. So this is one thing which we want to do. So now let's do a calculation. So what we'll do, we'll go to add column and we will do a calculation. So first we will extract the year part. Okay, so we will extract the year part. So here you will see that why I'm doing it. You can do the whole thing in single formula, but I'm not using that, just to help you understand that we are breaking into parts. So what I want year and month separately, so that I can combine them, match it with the current date time now, month, and then get me the values. Same thing which we did in the last current day calculation. So what I'll do, I'll use an extract through date dot year. So this is the formula. So here you see, this is the mistake we normally do. I'm typing it and it is also showing me the same formula again. So my typing of date plus the formula, both comes together and gives us errors. So these things you just take care. Okay, so here what I'll do, I'll just use order date. So what is the column here? Order date. Okay, this works fine. Okay, so we'll get the year. Say okay. So that's all. So this is the first calculation. This is the first calculation. Okay, we got the year. Okay, so this year, okay, we have to, when, okay, we'll do these things later. Now what will happen, this year is an integer value. Now when we will do this kind of thing, we will require the concatenation. You know that this is all will be part of a text values. This will not be a date or any kind of other data types. It will be text value. So what you do, we have to convert this into text. So I'll say change type and I'll change it to text. That's fine. Simple step added. So this is the calculation. This is the change data type. That's all. Okay. Now what we will do, we will use this thing for our final result. So say custom column. Okay. So again, create a custom column, and here we will name it like, so we will be doing a lot of things. Now you have month here. So month here, like you have to use, let's say month, year. Okay. So you got this month here. Okay. Now month here, in this you have combined this particular, you have to combine this month and year here. So for that you have a function called text dot combine. So text dot combine, these functions, many of people may not be aware of these, but these are very important. Okay, text dot combine, type it in text. Okay, text dot combine, here you see text dot combine. Now what I have to do, I have to use the month name and year together. Okay, month and year together. So for that, what I'll use, I have to use the same function. So these are the calculations. So remember, it works sometimes in a different ways. So here I'll be using this, and I'll say text dot start. So what I'm doing, I am taking the year part, okay, or the month part from the date. Okay, so month part from the date. So here you have text dot start, okay, and your date column. So it's date. Again, make sure you are following the same thing, dot. Okay, here you do not have to take days or anything, you have to take month name. Okay, so here we have the function month name, and you have to use the same date column, order date. So month name, order date. Okay, here, and how many letters you want, SEP or 4, 3, 4, it's your choice. Okay, I'm taking 3, you can take 4, AUG, or AUG will be okay, 3 is always fine. So it will be SEP 2022. You can do 4, 5, it's your choice, but 3 looks good. Okay, so here you have 3. Okay, and we will close this. Then what we'll have, we will have year. Okay, we will have year. So what we are doing, we are concatenating month and year together. Remember this. So what we are doing this, in month year, we are concatenating month and year together. So which was the column here which we created? It was year column. Okay, year column. My formula, this braces closed. Okay, then how we want to separate it? Okay, how we want to separate it? Okay, so that thing we will give it here, and finally close the whole text combine thing. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. So month, okay, year, it will give us month and year name. So here I'll repeat it, text.combine is a function which will help us to combine any number of values. You can have 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want, you can use text.combine. Okay, and month name will extract the month, how many like values you want, letters you want. Based on that, it will vary. So now I'll say okay, and month name is not spelled correctly, it's a similar kind of errors. Okay, it's like date dot month name, not date. Okay, so these things happens. Say okay, here you are, and here you got, so September 2022. Okay, September 2022. Now this is done. Now how we will make sure that we see the data for current month and all data. For that, again, we have to use the same thing. Like here I'll do another calculation. We just need to write a condition, if condition. Remember this, just a small condition. Now current month. Okay, so here I got this current month. Okay, and here I have to just write the same thing the way I wrote earlier. So if I'll say date dot month. Okay, because we are checking it with the date time now. Date time now tells you the current time of the month which is going on, our calendar. Okay, so which is September. Okay, date dot month of, okay, our data. Okay, here we have order date. Okay, order date equals to, okay, so this equals to current time. Okay, so date dot month, bracket starts. Okay, we have to get the data for date time now. So here you have date time, date, make sure that it is not repeating again. Date time, date. Okay, date time dot local now. Okay, date time dot local now. Here it is repeating again, we will get error. So make sure you're checking it again and again. Okay, so you close this. Okay, and then say current month. Okay, then current month. Else what is you have to show month here. So because you want to see all data, all the months, so which is the last calculation which we have created. So we'll have month here. Okay, here it's a problem. So just make sure that every formula, there are no errors and all. So current month we got it. So if condition is working, we'll see that it is not repeating anywhere. Okay, no repetition, say okay. And here you are. So we got data as current month and all months. You can have all data also, but I don't want to use that. I want to show all the months together. It's your choice how you want to do it. If I say here you see that I have used current month, you can say all data. That way you have to use two filters. I don't want to use two filters. I want to use one filter which will give me current month and all months data. So that is how it will work. What is this filter? Added, say okay, remove this filter. Okay, so that is how it works. Now go back to your main dashboard. Here you are. So here you have this thing as dates and sorry months, but for all months. So instead of doing that, I'll use current month filter here. So instead of month, I'll use current month filter. Okay, this is current month filter, and if you see here, we have current month, August, July, and June. So current month means September. Okay, so when September is over, it will show October as a current month, and September, August, July, June, all that data will be shown. So now let's say I'll just fix it here. Okay, and this is how the dashboard is changed to current month. Okay, now when users will open this report, they will see current month data. This is only for the current month. We have to help users understand that whenever they will be opening the report, current month data will be shown by default, but they have option to show other months and all. You can do this the same thing for current year and all that, whatever you want. So relevant filters can be added. So this is another small thing which we do it in real-time projects. It will be very helpful to you, I hope. And I've been using this thing all the time in my reports. It's very common requirement for my purpose, whether it's Power BI, whether it's Tableau or any other tool. These are the things on which our users want to filter the data. Like this, I will keep on bringing new things which can help you out to learn Power BI in a better way. I hope you might have liked this video. If you have liked it, please do share with your friends, colleagues, and do comment on this video if you liked it. If you want to have any other topic, if you want to learn something new, you have any topic, do let me know in the comments so that I will make a video on that too. Thank you very much. We'll meet soon.